Hello guys, I hope you're doing great. Welcome to Verified SOAR and to this video. How good is your case number, or how risky is your case number? What is the exact position of your case number? How safe is it? So this video is all about this. As for now, we know that the CEAC, the CEAC website, has now availed the data for the DV Lottery 2024. And from the data, we can really calculate a lot of things. We can evaluate our cases. We can know the position. We can calculate a lot of things that affects our case numbers. And there is this guy called Zazishas, and he has the website. The website is zazishas.xyz, and he has gone to a very good extent in analyzing this data. First of all, Zazishas is not affiliated with the United States Department of State. He's just taking the data from the CEAC and doing the good analysis for us and helping us understand our position. So on his website, as we can see, he presents a lot of data analysis regarding the DV lottery, and I will not handle this first part. I just want to go directly to this part here about how many cases are there before and after me. Remember, on his website, he has done a lot of analysis, but I want to just come directly to this part. How many cases are there before and after me? And here, when you plug in your case number, then it will tell you how many cases are before you and how many cases are after you, and the percentile in which you are in for you to access the position of your case number. And this is what I want to discuss with you, because some of you have already accessed this website and plugged in their case number, and they have been provided with that information, and they are worried, how do I interpret this information? So this is what I'm going to show you right now. So let's take an example and use this example here. So I will use this case number, that is 2023 AF 30,143, and once you plug it in and click check, this information comes, that is, there are 15,721 cases before and 13,613 after you in the African region. That yields approximately 26,323 people before and 22,794 after you. And then this information is provided. You are in the 54th percentile. Your outlook looks pretty good. So what does all this information mean? And this is what I'm going to explain to you, and you will understand it. So let's go directly to a PowerPoint presentation that I have, and I will explain everything to you to understand this. You will know how good your case number is, or how risky your case number is, and what is the position of your case number. So here we are. We have our PowerPoint presentation, and as you can see, it says calculating the risk of your case number. And I have this diagram here, as you can see, and I have some bit of calculation down here. But let this not worry you, because I'm going to explain into details for you. Now, let's start with this block here. We have this block, and it is arranged from 0 to 100%. And what I've done, I've divided it into 4 percentile regions. We have from 0 to 25 we have 25 to 50, we have 50 to 75, and 75 to 100. And this region, 75% to 100%, it says it is a risky number region. And this 75 to 100, it says risky number region, while 75 downwards, it is safe number region. And what this implies is, once you use this formula to calculate your position, and it's a simple formula, when you calculate and get the percentage, you will place it within these regions and see where your case number lies. And if it lies below 75%, your case number is very safe. You are going to receive your interview and probably move to the United States. But if your position is 75 up to 100%, that means your case falls in the risky region. And that simply means that the chances of you getting scheduled for the interview are slightly less. You might be called for the interview, that is a possibility, or you may not. And the chances of you getting the interview are lower than your chances of not getting the interview. And as you can see this arrow here, it says increasing in risk. That means from 75, as you move upwards to 100, the risk increases. So a person who falls under 78% has lesser risk of getting an interview than the person with, let's say, 95%. I hope that is clear. That is how exactly this percentage risk is calculated. Now, how do we calculate the percentage for us to gauge it against this block? Now, this is the very easy and simple formula. So, once you've plugged in your number here and you've checked and you've gotten this information, that means you have some cases before you and you have other cases after you. So these two are the ones that you're using in that formula. You take the cases before you and the cases after you. Is that clear? Take those two. And these two are the ones that we are going to use to calculate the percentile. Cases before you and cases after you. Take note of them. Now, after taking note of those people before you and those numbers of those peoples after you, then you come here. You take that number of cases before you and then over cases before you plus cases after you. And then you multiply by 100%. So cases before you, and then you divide by the sum of cases before you and cases after you. That's simple. And then you multiply by 100 for you to get the percentage position in this block, or what we call the percentile. So once you plug the cases before you divided by the sum of cases before you and cases after you and multiplying by 100, the result that you get, you place them against this block and gauge your risk position. And after doing that, when you move to the next page, for example, we used this and we plugged in this value and we got that he has 15,721 cases before, and he plugged it in here, and 13,613 cases after, and he did that. He took cases before him plus cases after him, and then after dividing these two, he multiplied by 100 and he got 53.5%. When you round it off, it becomes 54, and that's why it is written here, you are in the 54th percentile, because when you calculate, you get approximately 54%. So when you get 54%, that is what is indicated here, 54th percentile. And for this position, when you place it against this scale above here, so 54%, 54% is in this region here, between 50 and 75, and it is under the safe region, the safe number region. So that means this guy here, his position looks pretty good. This guy is in a good position to get the interview scheduled. So he's not in the risky region. And the same case applies with your case. You take your case number, you visit the Dazicious.xyz, plug in your number under this region that says how many cases are there before you and after me, and plug in your number there, click check, get these two, and then use them to calculate your percentile and place it against this block here and see whether your case is at risk or it is on the safe side. And thank you to the Dazicious.xyz, because he has done all these calculations for us. We don't need to do these calculations. What we simply need to do is to plug in our case numbers, and all this will be calculated for us, as we shall see. Let's use this example the way you will do for your case number, and let's use the EU region and put this number. I've just picked it at random and we click check. When you click check, it says that there are 17,384 cases before and 1,072 cases after you. And when Dazicious calculates this for you, you see it says you are in the 94th percentile. So using the formula I showed you, they calculate and they have found that with this case number in the EU region, the guy is at 94th percentile. And 94% is in the risky region, above 75%, and it is closer to the 100% mark. And that means there is a high risk that you will miss out your interview. So for this guy, will miss out the interview because his percentage position, the percentile, is 94th, closer to 100 in the risky region. So that's how you access the risk of your case number, and I hope guys I've clearly explained this. If you have questions, please consider asking them on the comment or contacting me through the website. Remember, on the website we have the chat button down below there where you can contact me, and the website link is always under the video in the description. So contact me if you have any further questions on this. So guys, if you find this information very useful to you, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet already done so, and let's meet in the next video.